3:30 this afternoon. One female was treated for burn injuries. They are non-life-threatening. 5 adults and 4 children are displaced. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. Well, the opioid crisis is a topic discussed on many occasions. Tuesday, the State Department of Public and Mental Health Commissioners spoke about it at the Association for Behavioral Health Care annual meeting. ABH is a statewide organization representing more than 80 community-based mental health and addiction treatment providers. Tuesday, representatives from each organization met at the Beechwood Hotel in Worcester. The 2 commissioners discussed the work being done and Governor Baker's administration's plans to respond to the epidemic. They say education and early detection of mental illness is key to minimizing addiction.
Think about what we all knew a year ago about opiate use and what we know today. The learning curve has been a straight shot upward. So I think education of community groups, of schools, of hospitals, of healthcare professionals. We now know that we have a problem in the Commonwealth and we have to solve it. We didn't know that a year ago.
Right now, we're really focused on working together to fight the current public health crisis of this opiate epidemic that we're facing in Massachusetts and really across the country. So it's an important partnership for us to have ABH on board with us as we look across the spectrum of prevention, intervention, treatment, and recovery and find ways to bring down this really high death toll.
For more on the struggles of opioid addiction, we go to our Patricia Nicholas, who has a first-hand account from a local survivor of opioid addiction.
4 people every day, that's horrible. That's a huge problem, and it's so sad, and I think that people are becoming numb to this epidemic. Like, oh, yeah, we lost another one. No, that was somebody's child. That was somebody's father.
For Megan Jackmuzzi, it was her 27-year-old brother, Matt. He died of a heroin overdose in 2012. Jackmuzzi says her brother's death shows addiction can happen to anyone.
He dressed in, designer clothes from head to toe. His shoe collection is probably more expensive than my house. He was just perfect.
Growing up, Jackmuzzi says she was taught drugs were bad. Her father was a police officer, but she says soon after her brother died, she also developed her heroin addiction.
I don't know if I wanted to see what it was like why was he so interested in it, or if I wanted to die too.
Jackmuzzi says her life went into a downward spiral. She said she hid her addiction well, but no matter what she tried, she just couldn't stop using.
Heroin ruled my life. It was my master. Like, everything I did was depending on when I had my heroin.
After a year and a half of struggling with addiction, she says the turning point came when her daughters were almost taken away from her.
I went into treatment that day. The day that, I was told that, we're gonna call, DCF if you don't stop. And I said, okay, I'm done. That was it.
Jackmuzzi says she has been clean for 2 years, and she has started the Missing Matt Foundation in memory of her brother. It aims to erase stigmas and help others struggling with substance abuse.
Do I look like a heroin addict? No. Well, what does a heroin addict look like? Well, look in the mirror. That's what it looks like, because it can happen to anybody.
Patricia Nicholas, Worcester News Tonight.
It's a controversial proposal to help save a native species to Massachusetts.